Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hi. Hello, Sharise Johnson Moore here. And how are you doing on this nice, cold, wintry day? Okay. I think Jack Frost lost his mind. Okay. I think old man Winter done got lost. Okay. He don't know how to stay up north. He done came down and swooped down and hit us here in Pennsylvania, okay? And several other northern states, okay? I want to say hello. You know, I heard it was 60 degrees in ATL today, and I'm mad, okay? So, I want to say hello, everybody. How is everyone doing today? I figured I'd start us out with a little humor, you know. Gotta laugh. Laughter does the soul so much good, okay? And today I want to welcome you in the day 14 of the 30 days of visibility, okay, babies? 30 days of visibility, okay? And I want to say welcome, 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 everyone, to day 14. Okay, I'm Sharise Johnson Moore, your publishing consultant, visibility coach. Okay, and today is our weekend check in. Today is our weekend check in. Okay, and this is one of the most important days in the series. Okay, one of the most important days in the series. You may be asking why, right? Okay, let me break it down for you. Because visibility isn't just about showing up, it's about pausing and reflection and reflecting of the mind, body, and soul and the spirit, and adjusting so you don't burn out or miss the lesson. Okay? It is to pause, to reflect for a moment, and do some adjusting if you must, so you don't burn out or miss the lesson. Okay. And I want to say it is so much so that you got to slow down for a minute. You got to slow down for a minute and take in a breather, taking a breather, you know, so so you don't overwhelm yourself. You don't get overwhelmed, and you don't burn out. Burnout real. Burnout is real. I know. I've been there. And sometimes I'm not gonna be fun. It's not fun when you burn out. Okay. So I really want to get into what it means today to just, sit down and chill out for a minute. So take out the time to review what you've already posted. Review what you already posted. Look at the content you shared this week. Notice the themes, the formats, and the platforms you used. Ask yourself, did I show up consistently or sporadically? And awareness is the first step to improvement. Okay? Awareness is the first step to improvement. Identify what's resonating with your audience. Okay? Identify what's resonating with your audience. Which posts got comments, shares, saves, or DMs? Okay. What topics What topics sparked conversations or encouragement? Okay. Engagement is feedback, not criticism. Your audience is telling you what they need more of. So please pay attention to the likes, the shares, the comments, the saves, and the DMs that you have received this week. Acknowledge what felt hard. Acknowledge what felt hard. Was it time, confidence, energy, or fear? Acknowledge what felt hard to you this week. Was it your time? Was it the time? Was it confidence? Was it energy or fear that consumed you this week? Be honest without judgment. Resistance often points to growth areas, and you can't adjust when you refuse to acknowledge. You can't adjust when you refuse to acknowledge. Okay? Decide what needs adjusting. Decide what needs adjusting, not abandoning it. Don't abandon it, but just what needs a little tweaking here, there, a little tweaking. Okay? Maybe you need shorter videos, fewer platforms, or better batching. Remember we talked about that a couple of days ago about batching and scheduling your posts, your reels, your lives, things of that nature. Adjustment is wisdom, not failure. You're allowed to pivot without quitting. You're allowed to pivot without quitting. Sustainability matters more than perfection. Okay? Sustainability matters more than perfection. Okay? And celebrate the progress, even small wins. Even the small wins. I realized something that I had not been doing for myself. And I would say, I didn't think it was successful. I did not think it was successful. Okay, something I had did back in November because I wasn't getting no likes, no shares, no inquiries, no, I did get some inquiries. I got some inquiries, but when I sent out the information, no one emailed me back. Okay, I got like 7 inquiries about the Entrepreneur Corners ad I had out. I started that in November. I ran that ad about 14 days. I got 7 inquiries. And when I sent them out, I sent them the reply email for the inquiry. And I sent the email and I got no comment, no share, no, I'm not interested, I got no replies back from the email, right? But I did not know that those 7 people was more than just 7 people that saw that advertisement. Okay. So I got a call one day from a gentleman who owned a publishing company. And he said, I saw your ad about the Entrepreneur Corners. You had a Black Friday sale. Is the sale still available? I said, yes, it's still available to the end of the month. And he said, okay, so I got an author. I want you to be. I got an author that I want to appear on your show. Okay. And I was like, okay, that'll work. Okay. He said, so I sent them the information, and we have a few little glitches and stuff. But there's always more than one way to skin a cat. Okay. That is why I always have my CRM, my customer relationship management program, Honeybooks, is different from my actual email. but my emails go through the customer relationship management, Honeybooks, right? And when I get inquiries, I always give people the Honeybook links, okay, for application forms, things like that. But this time, I this time I have learned in business that it's always good to have a backup for the backup. Okay, backup for the backup, because you don't know when stuff gonna start acting up. Okay, and so I went on ahead and I gave him my email and we corresponded. And it was not only just that author, he had two more authors for me after the first one. So I really, I was like, I like to keep it real with people. So I'm gonna let you in on this one. Being an entrepreneur is a very, 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 very important job. Right? Being an entrepreneur is very important. And when you are the solopreneur, well, solopreneur, that means I gotta put all the hats on. Okay. CMO, CEO, COO, all these hats, graphic designer, things of that nature. The social media manager and all that. Okay, right? And sometimes we can get so busy with one job that we forget about doing the other jobs. Okay. And that is something that they don't tell you about being an entrepreneur when you first start out. That when you start out by yourself, you got to wear all the hats and you got to figure it out. And my thing is sometimes if you see another entrepreneur struggling, please help them. Don't sit there and look at them struggle. If you know you hear it in their voice, help them out. Don't sit there and like, why don't they get a team? And what? Okay, maybe this person started off and they did not have a lot of financial, a financial investment to start the business off. Okay, I know how that is. Okay, and my thing is, in this peril, in this world, when you run a business and you wear so many hats, some things will be neglected, right? And I forgot myself. I forget to celebrate my little win. I forget to celebrate a win, period. Because I've gotten so accustomed to doing that when a win come along, okay, well that's not, I get hyped. I get really hyped about, okay, somebody purchased one of my programs, somebody set an appointment, somebody, now it's time to move on to my mind is always thinking the next thing, right? All right, okay, I did that. Now I'm the type of entrepreneur, I'll get hyped and I will turn around and be like, okay, well, I gotta get some more customers, I gotta get some more clients, I'll keep moving and I'm excited that I have that paying client, that paying customer. And I'd be like, okay, all right, it's time for me to go do, try I don't really sit and enjoy the moment. I've learned, I have learned in this whole past year that I've learned in this past year that I have to, in my reflection, I have to sit and reflect on my own business. I have to sit and reflect on my business and what I need to do in order to level up in my business. Some things I've had to back away from this year to really get an understanding of what I want to do in my business. And what does that look like for 2026? Why I say this is because it's good to sit back and celebrate. Take yourself to dinner. Take yourself to dinner. Take your, go get your nails done. Go get your feet done. Go get things done for yourself, because it is so important when we have that time to do that. Make time for enjoyment for yourself. You gotta win. Okay, all right. I ain't saying go blow all your money, but I'm just saying, okay, that celebration could look like, oh, okay, I made this money. Okay, cool. Let me sit this money over here. I've gotten to the point where I have learned in my life, don't spend up everything that's coming in. Save some. That's how I celebrate. I save and put my money into a different savings account at a different bank that is not associated with my business at all. Okay, that's what I do. I hold on. I hold on to my money, because we could be so busy spending it, we don't see where it's going until we turn around time for taxes or time for you to do your books every month. You be like, wait a minute, I made this $20,000, but where it all go? And now that is a part of a ritual for me, that every last day of the month I take and do my books, and I look at I look at my analytics. What came in, what went out, what payment, what income I made, what expenses I spent on, and what did I save? What did I save? That is how I look at business now. I save. I don't spend it as soon as I get it, because you never know what may happen, and you need to save for the inventory for something that you may be creating later on down the road. Where if you're saving, you'll turn around, and it can be to the next idea, next business idea, next thing that's going on, the next project. You will not be talking about, oh, I gotta make this profit. I don't know where my money came from. I don't know where I'm gonna get this money from to do it. I got an idea, but if you have previous projects or previous income from a product or service, save money, because you never know when God will give you that idea of giving you another vision to accomplish. Save up. I don't care if it's $10, $20, 25, 50, 100, whatever that, sit that over there to the side and save up for your next idea, next vision God give you. Then you will not be in that situation of, oh, I got this idea, but I don't know where I'm gonna get the money from. I learned that in business too. Okay. So celebrate the progress. Take yourself out to dinner. You know, uh, you know, you know, get you a bottle of wine, sit you in a bubble bath, go get your massage. That's not expensive. Go get the lady to do the pedicure on your feet, your nails. Go get your hair done. Go get a haircut. But don't spend all your money. Okay, don't go on. Okay, I can spend it. So that's my wisdom to you in this hour. Did you show up when you didn't feel like it? Yes. A lot of days I showed up, I was not feeling good, I was cramping, I was the women, we got issues. And a lot of days I did not feel like sitting in front of this computer. But I did, because I was committed to having my business stand on accountability for what I said to my audience. I'm going to be visible for 30 days. Okay, 30 days. All right. And yes, some days it was too painful. Okay. So and the thing is I've learned how to communicate with my audience. Back in the back in the day, I wasn't gonna tell nobody nothing. I wasn't telling, okay, well, I'll do this. I say I'm gonna do this, and tell my audience I'm gonna do this live, or I'm gonna be here, or I'm gonna do this, and then I wouldn't communicate with them and say plans to change, and be wondering why my money was dwindling, why my viewership was dwindling, why things were not working out for me, why things women they were good next thing, because my actions reflected how much I respected myself and how much I respected my audience. Okay. So yes, a lot of days I showed up when I did not feel like it. But I have a commitment to this new me. This is a whole new me. This ain't the same me. This is not the same me. This I have to look, this is a whole new different me since I went to that conference in October. Okay. I thought I could bring the old me, the slacker me, the the me that was, oh well, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll procrastinate. And no, that's that old me don't belong in this new level I'm trying to go to. And that's where I had an epiphany at a conference in October. And God said it's time for you to level up and stop doing the same things that you was doing. You already got the skills. Don't be scared to stand on what you already know and present that to others. Okay? Okay, this is another one. Did you post something vulnerable or bold? I talk about my back end story all the time. Yes, I could literally say yes. I, I posted something vulnerable or bold and alive. I posted something vulnerable about myself in a live. Okay? Progress builds momentum. I made a commitment to myself that in this business that I have, I am responsible for what my business does and how it makes money. Okay. I used to put that on the clients. I used to put it all on them. No, it's not. It's not the people. It's your business. I had to come out of that mindset of, okay, I have this offer, buy it. Okay, if you don't buy it, I'm mad at you. No. Mm-mm. Keep it moving. Okay, well, they know, all right, keep it moving. You know, that's that mindset. Okay, I gotta keep moving. I can't get stuck on a no. I gotta keep going after some yeses. You know, I can hear all the no's, but that's just motivation for me. I made it motivation for me to go after what I really wanted. And gratitude fuels consistency. I'm so grateful for the 3 interviews I have set up for this week. I got one on the 18th, one on the 19th, and one on the wait a minute, one on the 16th. No, that's not an interview, but it's a one-on-one consultation. And then I got another interview next week. That's what it is. I'm grateful for God sending me who He sent me to work with. Because everybody He's sending you ain't for you to work with. Ooh, child, is not. So, and all money is not good money. Sometimes now, and this is another thing I strongly really understand. People will tell you what they want you to hear. People will tell you what they think you want to hear instead of being honest with you. Okay? People will tell you what they think you want to hear from them. And then I'm a type person where I don't go on words. I go on your actions. Your deeds show me what you stand for. Okay? That's what business is about. And hey, it's and some and like and being an entrepreneur is a lesson. It's a continuous classroom. You do not just learn stuff all overnight. It don't work like that. And so like I said, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything that God has blessed me with in this season, right? And I want to let's go through this list again. Review what you actually posted. Review what you actually posted. Identify what resonates with your audience. Identify what resonates with your audience. Acknowledge what felt hard. Acknowledge what felt hard. Was it the time, confidence, energy, or fear? Be honest with yourself without judging yourself. Okay? Decide what needs adjusting, not abandoning. Okay? Decide what needs adjusting, not abandoning it. Abandoning it. Okay? So Celebrate the progress. Take yourself out for a beer, a drink of wine or something. You know, get get Walmart or whatever to, get you some chocolate covered cherries and a bottle of wine or something, and sit in the tub and read a nice book or something. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Okay? So I wanna say here is your day 14. Here's your day 14 assignment. Okay, you have homework. Okay, the assignment is take 15 minutes today to reflect. Take 15 minutes today to reflect. Write down what's working, what's not, and one adjustment you'll make next week. Okay, take 15 minutes today to reflect. Write down what's working, what's not, and one adjustment you'll make next week. Okay, and I want to say, if you are not, if you are not signed up for my newsletter, please let me know. Okay? Please let me know. You can always sign up for my newsletter. And always sign up for my newsletter. Okay? I'm going to put this link in the chat. Okay? I'm going to put this link in this chat so you can sign up for the newsletter. Okay? Let me see. Let me go back. Okay. Copy that. Go back over here. Okay, so the more connection. That's the title of my newsletter and the podcast, okay? All right. So if you would like to become a subscriber to the newsletter, please let me know. Um, the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. And I want to, convey that it's very important that you sign up, create your own newsletters too. If you don't have a newsletter, do that this week. Do that this week. Create you a newsletter. Because sometimes we so busy with running after the next thing to make money, we are forgetting the essentials that we need. Okay. I'm gonna be like I said. I am honest with you. For the first 8 years, I did not have no newsletter. I would do something and then I wouldn't have time to do it. But now I make time to do my newsletter. So yes, if you need help with that, okay, LITY visibility coaching session. If you need help with that, let me know. Um, because it's so important that we have it, that we have this access, and the people on your newsletter get your information first before anybody else gets it. You can make it that way. You can make it once a month, you can do it twice a month. You don't have to, bog yourself down with every week. But you can create one and keep your members that way, okay? Keep your subscribers that way, and they also get first choice on what you are selling, what you have products as a product or service. Okay. I wanted to say I greatly appreciate everyone coming in today, and I wanted to let you know that it is so important that you know if this series has been encouraging you, helping you grow, shifting how you see visibility, you can support the platform. I love receiving donations for the platform. Donations allow me to continue showing up, teaching, and pouring into faith driven entrepreneurs. Okay. So I want to let you know that it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, that you support the broadcast. You can support through Cash App, PayPal, and Stripe. It is no fee, no charge. You get what you want. I don't put a dollar sign to it. I have open donations. Okay, so I wanted to let you know that it has been an honor and a privilege to be before you. Hey, Harabez, how you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing, honey? And news. I just want to let everybody know who's watching this replay. Okay, watching. I mean, not this replay, but the live version. But when you go watch this replay, that the More Connection newsletter comes out tomorrow morning. More Connection newsletter comes out tomorrow morning. And if you would like to sign up, subscribe to the newsletter, it will be in the chat. It is in the chat for this video. And you know, come on out. I let you, and I'm great. I'm doing marvelous. And also, I want to let you know that the More Connection podcast the More Connection audio newsletter comes out tomorrow, which I put that on the More Connection podcast on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Castbox. Okay, that is available on Spotify, and so I want to let you know that you can subscribe to that as well. And I want to say it is such a honor to be before you. Please subscribe to the podcast. I greatly appreciate it. I love you all, because we all working together. We all work together. We got to work together. And when we work together, it is a marvelous sight when we work together. Okay, so link is in the chat about the the podcast, and that is where you can listen to the More Connection audio newsletter when it comes out tomorrow. Okay, and I hope that everyone had a blessed evening. It is almost time for Christmas. Okay, Christmas, and Christmas is around the corner. Enjoy your family, spend time with them, reach out to relatives that you haven't talked to all year. Because family is important. Family is important, and like I said, I'm gonna be in this house because uh old man Winter done lost his mind here, right? Um, they saying it's like they saying it's. Let me see what the temperature say outside. Hold on. Cause damn, he done lost his man. He done lost his man, Trey. He lost his man. It's 11 degrees outside here in Uniontown. 11 degrees, 11. Ooh, 11 degrees. Ooh, Jesus, 11 degrees. Oh my God, that's cold. Oh my God. Yeah, cause no, I won't be going outside. I will not be going outside. Okay, I'll be in here under my blanket, covered up, with a heater on, right? So, so do you have any questions? Any questions before we depart for the night? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions, babies? Any questions? Okay, I want to give y'all this heads up. I want to give y'all this heads up before I close out, right? So, girl, Cole, Uncle Sam, not Uncle Sam, but old man Winter, the lost his mind, right here, lost his mind. Okay, and want to let you know that um in January, I will be doing, starting in January, I'll be doing a live every day on my TikTok page. Okay. Oh, how has visibility improved? You mean mine or yours? Right? My numbers have went up. My numbers have went up since this series. Yeah, and my numbers have went up, I've got more viewership, and I've also had more inquiries in what my business offer as far as products and services. Okay, I'm getting a lot of inquiries, a lot of Okay, well, I got a friend. They need to do this. Da, 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 da. Okay, I got this, and then I've also increased. The numbers have increased with my one-on-ones, and things are looking up. Because I'm gonna say this. I had to take my eyes off of what everybody else was doing. I was looking at this person and that person and what they were doing, and I decided I ain't looking at nobody else's stuff. Not in that sense, but from a business standpoint, if I keep paying attention to what everybody else is doing in their business and sitting here and critiquing and I be like they shouldn't do this and I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, I don't have the right to judge nobody. I don't have the right to talk about what they're doing. That's their business, okay? And I had to take my eyes off of what everybody was doing around me and focus on my business and focus on my progress and focus on what I had to do for myself, for my business. And what everybody else doing ain't none of my business. Okay, it ain't none of my business. Okay, I had to stay in my lane, and that is when I started concentrating on my business and doing and DMing and emailing and and just staying in my lane. Stuff started opening, doors started opening for me when I took my eyes off of what everybody else is doing, and I also included me a a relaxed day. I included a relaxed day, which is Sunday, right? And the only thing I have done today was this right here, this live, because that is my commitment, and I have to keep myself accountable for my business's decisions. And when I share them with others, I have to show up for myself and I have to keep my word of what I tell people I'm gonna do. Okay? Um, because that used to be a bad habit for me. That used to be a bad habit for me as an entrepreneur in the past, where I would say, I would say I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I would like, oh, I do that tomorrow, I do that next week, or I'm gonna do no. Now, let me tell you, I don't. I'm gonna leave it up to the Lord. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause God been getting me up at 2:45, 3 o'clock in the morning, y'all. And I've been getting up. I used to like, why am I getting up? Why am I getting up this time of the morning? Why am I getting up this time of the morning? And I realized something. God got work for me to do at that time of the morning. God got something for me to do in the morning when He wake me up like that. First is I must spend time with Him more. So that's what I do when I get up. I start my prayer. I pray, I pray and say my prayers and thank the Lord for the day, and me and him have a conversation. And sometimes I'll fall back to sleep. And then sometimes I go ahead, say my prayer, get up, take my shower, go ahead and get dressed, bam, bam, bam. All right, at this computer, all right, it's time to get busy. And that's when I realize I do, I'll forget all about that I have a do not disturb on my phone. I have do not disturb turned on my phone on a continuous basis since I have made this commitment to really get into my business and stop getting distracted from people, places, and things that don't have nothing to do with my business. So I have this do not disturb button on my phone. And before I know it, it's 12, 1 o'clock. I done missed text. I done missed clubhouse room. I done miss, because I'll be so concentrated into what I'm doing, with my business and time. I just be, and I be flowing. I be in the flow, right? And in the past, In the past, I would start stuff and I wouldn't finish it. I would work on it for a little while, put it down, don't work on it, then say I'll pick it up tomorrow. Now it's like a flow. It's like go ahead, bam, go ahead and get my flyers together, go ahead and do the Canva, or go ahead and put my flyers together, go ahead and do all the back end stuff, and go ahead and post. And I've been posting on time, posting, I've been really doing really good in my business since I've decided not to pay attention to other people's stuff. What they doing. And look, I gotta this season. This is what the season I hear God say: stay focused in your lane. Stay focused in your lane where it is so important. You don't have time to go looking at nobody else's stuff. Hello, I just don't. And not to not to not to not to sound disrespectful, but everybody business is not the same. And we had to learn that in order to get something, in order to get somewhere or do some other things in our business, we're going to have to take our eyeballs off of what everybody else is doing. I mean, I watch news every now and then or whatever, but uh, you know, I have to do for Sharise. Okay. And in January, starting in January, I'm going live every day on TikTok except for Sundays. Every day on TikTok for 6 months, January to July, I'm going live on TikTok every day except for Sunday. Because I went in TikTok today. I'm just give y'all this to give you this. I went on top went on TikTok today, right? And I made some money, y'all. I made some money. Normally I'm up there, I'm up there, I'm up there, I'm up there, but I'm always supporting other people's lives, right? So I was like, okay, I make this money, but where's it going? Okay, so you gotta be careful when you go on TikTok too, or you be spent too much money. Okay, with the hearts and I did a research, I did a search recently about how much does everything cost on that TikTok? How much does everything cost when you give it to somebody on TikTok, right? And I got a whole list, right? And I'll share that to you in a post. But I realized something. I made some money today. I did a live and I made almost $4 today because I realized I was not setting my bar high enough on my goals for TikTok. Okay. And instead of me getting the one, the rose and your daily heart, stuff like that, I put my goal at 20, what was it? What is sweaty teddies? 20 sweaty teddies. And sweaty teddies cost 30 cents a piece. Okay, I think that's how much they cost. But anyway, so um, and my thing is, look, I don't mind. I go up there and support and things like that, but mama got to make some money too. I can't just go up there and spend all my money on everybody else. Okay. So that is what I'm doing new starting in January. That I'll be going live every day on TikTok for 6 months, except for on Sundays. Okay. So y'all keep a lookout for me, all right? And getting to know people and things like that, and just staying in my lane, man. Staying in my lane, because when you all over the road, you're over here in Sue Lane, and you over here in John Lane, and you over here all over the road, you you're not focused. You're not staying focused in your lane. It's just like a video game. You got to stay focused in order not to get ran off the road, or you know. So, yeah. So, and the thing is, I want to say thank you to everyone coming in for hearing me just go on and on and on and on and on. But I hope this encourages you. I hope this motivates you. I hope this inspires you. Whoever watches this replay, go ahead and make it do what it do for you, because you ain't got but one you. Okay, and you better live it while you can. Okay, because tomorrow not promised to nobody. All right. I love you all, and I pray that you all have a blessed evening. Okay. All right. I talk to y'all tomorrow for day 15. All right. Bye, babies.